Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. You're tuned in to another episode of Bose 831 Gaming Twitch live stream series. We're playing Farming Simulator 22, and we're on the Alma, Missouri map. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and thank you for your support. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. And without much further ado, we're going to hop right into it. When we last tuned in, we had just worked our way through the winter episodes of the winter months of the series. And we had jumped to the month of March, and we were just waiting for the snow to disappear from the ground so that we can, resume normal operations. However, in between the loading and unloading of the game, as you can probably attest to if you were tuned in at the end of the last episode of the series, snow was on the ground when we last stepped away from the series, even though we were in the month of March. We were just on day one in the month of March, and the snow had not disappeared off the ground yet. But in the process of working a couple of things off camera, the snow has finally melted away, and we are able to operate now in pretty much normal conditions. As you can see, the sun is out. And if we go take a look at the wrong screen, look at our calendar here and see what the weather forecast. You see that the day's temperature is currently 54 degrees, and we anticipate the temperature to go up all the way to a high of around 59 degrees for the day. So we're at the point now where temperatures are gradually starting to trend upwards. Since we're only playing 2-day months, we got a lot to do, and we're ready to just jump right into it. We were in the process of working through our animal details before we got tuned into whatever crop work was necessary for us to do. I think we had just finished feeding the cows and pigs, if I'm not mistaken. We were unable to feed the chickens due to snow being on the ground, but that is a non-issue now. So we can also go ahead and feed our chickens. So that's going to be the next thing on the agenda. So we're going to grab TLX 1982. And do a little reconfiguration here. Grab our little trailer, and then we'll grab some chicken feed. And chicken feed is in the form of sorghum, so we just need to pull some sorghum out of here. Since we were unable to feed the chickens during the winter months, pull as much out as we can. And bring that over to chicken coops and see if that'll be enough to get them fed, or if we need to resupply, or whatever the case may be. Alright, so that was enough to get the chickens fed, and we're down to what, about almost 4,000 liters of sorghum left. And we're going to drop the leftover feed back into the grain silo. And now we need to just take a look and see what else we need to do. I think that covers everything as far as the animals are concerned right now. Next up, we need to check on our needs for our production chains. So we'll hop over to our productions, and as we see, the bakery is low in sugar and butter, but butter is being supplied to the bakery, so that's just a product of low sales right now. But our dairy is providing butter to the grain bakery, so that's just that's a situation that should automatically rectify itself. Our tailor shop is producing clothes, but again, I'm just not happy with the rate at which things are being produced and distributed here. Now, greenhouses need supplies of manure and water, so we'll work on that next. The spinnery is automatically supplied wool, and eggs automatically distributed to the bakery as well. So first, let's work on our greenhouses. We'll start with grabbing a load of manure. And we'll unload that manure to the greenhouse. That's one of the two greenhouses. And we'll do the same with our second greenhouse. Of course, once we're done with the manure, we drop off leftover manure back into the manure pit. Now we just need to supply water to all of our greenhouses, and we should be good to go in that regard. We need to swap out our trailers with the TLX 1982. And we're going to grab a TLX, our dumper trailer. It's my water tanker trailer, sorry. We drop off the dump truck tipper trailer and grab the water tanker trailer. And it's already filled with water. Alright, if I can get it in there. Alright, 2 more water fuel points. And we're out of supplies, so we need to go refill. Alright, the water tanker is filled, so we're going to go back over to the greenhouses, finish filling them up. Alright, there's the first one. And still took a big chunk of the water supply there. Alright, still not over yet. Hey, another water tanker trailer filled up, good to go. Alright, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Oh, I'm going to be just filling up the greenhouses. Whoops. Crash counter +1. That's how you do that, huh? Alright, water. And water. Alright, we're done with the tanker trailer. We're gonna go ahead and park it and grab our tipper slash dump trailer back and put it back on. Just keep this on standby for if when we need it. For now, we need to address the concerns of our other production chains, and that most notably right now being the sugar shortage at our bakery. And short term, we're buying sugar and using that to supply our bakery, but we obviously at some point really need to consider farming our own sugar as a resource, but there's a lot of elements to that before we can actually produce sugar. For one, we'll need a sugar cane farming operation set up, which we don't have at this particular point and time, so we have to start there, and then we'll need to place and put down a sugar production factory. That can be done once we get started farming sugar. But on the short term, we just need to buy and distribute sugar until we can get to that second point. Actually, that was bad. Yeah, we got this other flatbed trailer here that we could use that we own. Alright, so what we need to go do right now, just to deal with that other sugar situation, is, again, short term, we're just going to buy pallets of sugar and distribute that to the bakery. For long term, we want to go ahead and get a sugar cane farming operation started, and then eventually place down a sugar production facility, so that we can produce our own sugar. So first, we're going to deal with the short-term part of the deal. So we're going to look over in our pallets, and we're going to buy a few pallets of sugar, making sure we get the liftable pallets, so that way we don't have to deal with the forklifts and all of that jazz. But if we were playing 100% realism, that's what we would do. Let's do half in order, just in case, so we don't overbuy. Actually, I didn't think probably didn't even need to drag the bale trailer around, but let me see something. This trailer doesn't have any tension belts. Huh. Alright. So I guess the first idea I had was the better of the two. Because I forgot that. This other trailer is configured for utilizing liftable bales, so it doesn't have the bale straps on it. But as the saying goes, sometimes necessity is the mother of invention, so there are other ways to get around all of that. When you're looking at it, see if we can get all four on there. All right, not so much. Oh, maybe. Not pretty, huh? Because of these weird game physics making me jump around. Alright, dude. It's a lot more of an adventure than it should be, but we can get four on here, but it's just dealing with the damn wonky game physics. Man, mother. Dude. Man. It's the little things that you love so much. And I would say, is that so hard? But obviously, yes. Just to get 4 pallets on the back of this thing. and I didn't fill it up, so I'm gonna grab 4 more, rinse and repeat. Because that first group of 4 got us about halfway through, so another 4 should take it all the way home. Maybe for the sake of sanity, we'll just do 2 at a time. Alright, 2 and 2. That's 1. That's 2. Drop them in. Bring it on in. Okay, so now we've reached the max. And we'll just leave these other 2 pallets here. And let's see, what is our other bottlenecks? And that gets the bakery up and going again, which should release some pressure off of the grain mill. And the tailor shop is just going to have to be bottlenecked until our sheep are producing more wool. And that's just going to be a function of time as we increase the number of sheep we have. One other thing I did do is I did remember to turn traffic back on. I just forgot that I did it. We may or may not necessarily need this bale trailer anymore, but we're going to keep it around just in case. We still need it. How did we get this before? That's how we got the hitch. Okay, now why can't we hitch on here? I thought it was. That's for the hitch adjustment. Alright, we're just being a aggravating cur right now. I don't know why I can't get the gooseneck. Get the gooseneck to get underneath the gooseneck right now. That's all I did before, but now it won't give me that functionality. So I can't hitch back up. That's not annoying at all. I tell you what, homeboy, there's multiple ways of doing things in this game, thankfully. You don't have to deal with certain aggravating aspects if you don't want to. Alright, so problem is I don't know which one is which, so son of a gun. Sometimes you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Resetting to the shop did not resolve the issue. Running the trailer, cover, does not resolve the issue. Detach, full trailer, mod ideas. This is insanity, guys. This is complete insanity. Okay, I finally got under there. I want to, because I'm finna resolve this nonsense once and for all. We're gonna have this aggravation never again. This is how we're gonna nip this in the bud. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna sell it. Prepare. Excuse me. If the gooseneck don't want to be happy, that's fine. We'll just make it flat with a rear hitch and just use the hitch that's on the truck. And that way we won't have that to deal with that part of the nonsense. Preoccupied with some unnecessary nonsense. We were checking out our production chains, and we did run across a couple of things. We got some productions that are still bottlenecked, but we know why they are bottlenecked. Let's see. We have a couple of places that could use some milk, but the problem is I don't want to burn all of my milk because let's see, I don't know what the max storage capacity is for the bakery. It looks like I'm assuming about 10,000 liters of milk, and that's for the bakery. The dairy can hold probably looks like about 100,000. So let's go grab a little bit of milk. We don't want to grab too much though, because I guess if we oversupply, we'll just have to sell what's over. Because one of our cow barns is in the red as far as milk is concerned. And that's the old cow barn, so we'll go ahead and grab some milk from here. And we just grab the max capacity of this trailer. This trailer holds about 25,000 liters. Alright, so checking out our production chains now. Let's go back to the bakery. Alright, milk is maxed out. Over to dairy. And I'm gonna lose some milk there. And it should take much more. In fact, we can max that one on out, huh? Next up, we're gonna grab some more milk. One thing I don't seem to like with this setup is it seems like the load of the trailer has the truck where it's very off balance, and didn't quite get that as much with the gooseneck setup. I'm wondering out loud though is if I fill the fuel tanks up with diesel, if that'll balance the weight of the truck out a little bit, kind of help out with that balancing or weight issue that we're having right now. So I'm going to test that theory out right now. So grab some fuel. So we have the truck filled with fuel, so technically I think it can refuel other vehicles. having the tank of piece filled with fuel does seem to help with the weight distribution a bit more. Now we just got to work on selling this extra 2,000 liters of milk we have here. Let's see if I can sell it here. That looks fine. Alright. So that's everything that we need right now as far as production chains are concerned, but we're about to do another cool thing now. We're gonna go ahead and open up or add on to our productions that we have on the map now, because like I say, we've been on this map for a while now. Our goal was to get active in all of the productions available on the map, even some that were built into the map, and even some that are part of the map that you have to build up a place yourself. We have a couple of those down already in the greenhouses, because both of the greenhouses on this map are modded greenhouses. There's still a few custom production chains from this map that we haven't got into yet, and we're about to get into them right now. Let's go do a little traveling, and we'll do a little shopping, and then we'll jump into some of the other things once we get laid out what our next plan of attack is as far as production chains. So we're going to go ahead and jump into all of the available businesses that are on the map right now. And we're going to start here downtown with the pizza shop. Which is across the street from the town garage, and the tailor's shop is next door to the tailor shop. Here's our little pizzeria joint right here. Also got some ice cream, huh? And Kyle Bella. We're gonna go here and purchase the pizzeria for $40,000. And let's go see what its inputs are, or what its requirements are. It produces pizza and pineapple pizza, and its inputs or requirements are flour, ketchup, cheese, and pineapple. Outgoing products are pizza and pineapple pizza. Issue being right now is, we don't have any ketchup, so where are we going to get ketchup from? So this is the next big deal. So let's kind of ride down the road a little bit more. Let's see what else as far as productions that we haven't gotten to yet that are built into the map. And here we go. That looks like a ketchup bottle right there, and this is it, ketchup. So let's go over here and buy production point. That's another 40 grand. And now we'll go back to our production chain menu, and we can produce ketchup, and ketchup requires tomatoes and water, and outgoing product is ketchup. And guess what? Guess where we'll get our tomatoes from? We already have greenhouses that produce tomatoes, so we just need to set our greenhouses and switch them to distributing on the tomatoes. And we have two large greenhouses that produce tomatoes, so we just switch those to distributing. And same thing, the pizzeria needs pineapple, so we're going to switch pineapple to distributing now on our two greenhouses, our fruit greenhouses. And that's it. And I think, is that the other production that's on this map? Oh, I'm gonna make sure. Let's see. There's another one here. Oh, there's one more that we missed. So let's hop back into our vehicle. Nope, can't go that way. And we have one other custom production here. And that can be found at this location. And let's check it out. And this is a popcorn factory. And let's check it out. I'm gonna buy the popcorn factory for 60 grand. And let's hop in and see what its requirements are. A popcorn factory requires butter and dried corn, which we already produce. So let's just make sure everything's set to where it needs to be as far as the dried corn and butter are concerned. And dried corn is automatically set to distributing. Butter from the dairy, is already set to distributing. So there you have it. Oh, one other setting we need to change from the dairy now is cheese should be set to distributing. So that will supply the pizzeria. And so pizzeria also demands flour, so that'll be another source of input as well. Let me make sure flour is being flour is set to distributing. So all of these different flours are types of flour are here, and all should be set to distributing. And look, you see they're starting to not be bottlenecked, which is good. So now it's just up to the pizzeria to catch up and do its thing. Same with the tomato factory. The first thing we can do for the tomato factory is hit. All right, do we? Maybe we use water, so we can go get water to supply the tomato factory. We got several beacons on. Alright, since we need water, I'm going to go ahead and grab that now. And we're going to get free water from the lake, from the pond here. And this trailer holds a max of about 25,000 liters of any liquid at any time. So we're going to fill it up to its max, because I'm not sure how much water the ketchup factory will demand or can hold. We'll go ahead and max that input on out. As you see, a fully loaded water tanker is quite a haul. It's quite heavy, but we can pull it. Alright, one stop. Okay. Kind of jackknife a little bit there. Alright, we're supplying water to the ketchup factory. And like I was saying earlier, I don't know how much water it will take, but we're going to give it whatever, all 25,000 liters from this water tanker trailer, if it will take it all. Looks like it only takes 10,000 liters, so next up is getting a supply of tomatoes, and we'll start producing ketchup. to save the other 15,000 liters of water for our cows. Okay, just way to pull out in front of me. Hero, that was brilliant. One thing they gotta fix in the next version of Farming Simulator, fix the AI traffic to where it actually has an I component, i.e. intelligence. Alright, so we have two new production chains, but just to show you, I think we've talked about this before, that's not all of the custom production chains that come with this map. There is one more that we don't have placed yet, and we're going to have to figure out where we want to put it and place it at, because if you go down to our production menu, you can see there all of the productions that came with the map. Some built in automatically, and others you have to place. And the ones that come with the map are here. And you see we have a juice factory, and that's the other one that we don't have placed yet, that we have to figure out the placement of and get it somewhere on the map. Still got to work those logistics out. As you can see, the footprint for it is not super large, but we already actually could probably consider putting it here opposite the wool factory, but we'll have to test that out off camera, because I don't, if that placement does something crazy with the terrain, I won't be able to undo it. So I just have to test that off camera. Don't want to do that, attempt that now, and if such is the case, we'll work out the placement of it on the next episode. But we also have this a placeable custom fermenting silo if we want to, that's used for producing methane, a digestate, and is that silage, I think, but that's basically a BGA. Not worried about placing that one per se, because that one just turns, with that one you could do a direct conversion of looks like hay straw, grass, alfalfa, and chaff into those three different products. Don't consider that per se a custom production chain, but I'll think about that one some more. I may We may even go ahead and place that one as well. But that one's going to be $100,000. If we go and look at the map, there's only one other purchasable plot of land on the map. If we go to the farmland view, that 39 is the only lot that's on this map that's really set up for a lot putting down placeables. There's no 37 is all of this, so that won't work. The only other area that I've come across in testing that's possible to put down some placeables is this area right here in 41. But that's a lot more tricky, because if we kind of jump back out and we hop over here, you can see what I'm talking about. This over here below the sawmill. But this requires a lot more. Placing placeables here requires a lot more effort, because you got to do landscaping and so many other things to get this stuff to do and behave like it should. I've done a little bit of testing with placing placeables out here, but I was not very happy with the results. But placing placeables in this area is another option. But that's the only other spaces on the map per se that we have for putting down placeables that I was able to observe at the moment. I didn't think there was anything over in that beach biogas plant lot, is it? Let's see. And of course, we could always purchase the biogas plant. That's an option as well, as far as a purchasable productions would go. But it's 300 grand to purchase it, so that's definitely out right now. But if I were to purchase this property, this would be a logical place to put down that other fermenting silo facility as well. But if the biogas plant does the same thing as the fermenting silo, then there's no point in doing that either. Just thinking out loud, I'll test some of that off camera and see what we come up with as well on that. For right now, we're just kind of gonna move along with what we have. All right, so in March is planting season. What crops can we plant that we are not ready to plant, that we haven't been able to plant yet? Let's see, we are ready to put down our oats, so we have our oat field. Let's go. So where we're at on that, turn on the grass filter. And also our grass fields are ready to harvest, aren't they? So it's grass harvest time, because we're supposed to harvest our grass in the months of March, May, July, September, and November, with November being the month that we not only harvest, but we also roll the fields. The other harvest months we do not. So, keeping all that in mind, let's see, start with field number 9. We need to put our oat down. But first we need to cultivate it before we put the oat down. So let's go. Grab our cultivator. Actually, or is it already cultivated? Doesn't look like it. I don't even remember. Actually, let's go over here real quick and see what the field says. Don't want to waste some time and effort when it's not necessary. I'm going to take a little bit of a shortcut between fields. Oh yeah, because it's got weeds on it, so definitely gonna have to do that. You have a zero-till planter. The planter doesn't cultivate. So we got some work to do right now, some things to knock out. And we're ready for field work, finally, after a long winter. So let's get into it. Beacons on. And thinking out loud for our grass harvest, since we have a ton of silage bales. So I guess for the most part, most of the time, we still should be producing silage bales because that's just going to give us the most profit. But we also need to make sure we keep a decent supply of hay bales around as well, although we won't need that many for our to meet our requirements for TMR mix. But that may change as we raise more cows, but for right now we don't. So our focus should primarily just be on producing silage bales and fermenting those silage bales for sale for profit. So once again, I'll use a 3-tier approach with our grass harvest on our grass fields. That's what we'll turn everything into. But this time it'll only be for 2 different bale types. Either we're going to be doing hay, or we're going to be doing grass, and grass bales that are wrapped into silage bales for production of silage. Right now we're just going to go ahead and do a headland on this field and get that started, and we'll come back through with the and I think my brains just went blank. We're going to prepare this field for planting, so we need to check the pH levels and see whether we need to put lime down. But we'll have to fertilize and plant as well. I'm going to keep this field as oat for now. But we're going to be looking at targeting another field that we need to purchase and own, because we need to start, we want to start looking at producing sugar, so we need to look at purchasing a field for growing sugar cane. So that's going to be one of our next plans of attack, or alright, back that up. But being that we had the snow down when we first cycled into March for this part of the series, it didn't really connect in my brain that we had all this other ton of stuff that we needed to do on the fields. But we're going to get to that now. We probably won't get that much of it done on tonight's episode, but we'll at least get some things started. Alright, we're doing as much manual parts of the cultivating as we can before we come back in with a planter and put down the oat. And I need to double check to see what the pH levels are for this field to determine if I need to put down any lime before we start planting. Alright, gonna hire an AI worker and see how they do. It says the pH value is good, so I'm not gonna bother with, or should I bother with putting lime down? I think I will though, because I like for the pH to be perfect every time. Alright, and for our mowing operation, one of the other things I was kind of bouncing around in my head was like doing a reconfiguration of everything mowing, and actually purchasing a different piece of machinery for mowing, since we're going to be doing so much of it as part of what I do right now with the farms that fields and farms that I own. So I was looking at purchasing one of these guys and just calling it a day. And that way I can kind of fast farm and get that. And also keeping in mind that I can also purchase the swather, because this is a swathing enable map, and use that for when I want to make hay, because I could do that outright. In fact, we'll probably do the same operation that we did last time around, except I probably lease. Let's see, how much is this lease? 19,000. Versus buying it outright for 380. Thinking. Not quite ready to buy it just yet, but we could lease one. Because this allows me to cut grass at a much faster rate than I would normally. And Chrome Big M. And I just purchased the we released a modded version of it. We have a modded version that has a PTO on the back that could be utilized to tow powered equipment behind it. Alright, so here we are. We're going to unfold this bad boy. Let's see. Type of work mode. I'm going to leave it swath, so we're going to lower more. Let's get going. So we have multiple mowing operations that we're going to need to get mowing and baling operations that we're going to need to get knocked out as quickly as possible. Guess I should have checked one more thing before I made this purchase of this mower. Yeah, these just for dumping out big straw bales. I don't know, straw bales. I mean square bales. I found that working with the fast balers combination that I have works much better than the other bale types. Just have to make sure that they're larger capacity liftable bales, whether they be silage or hay. My only issue will be when I need to make grass bales, but when that comes up, we just use a standalone round baler for that as well. Just keep it straight up round bales. Alright, let's see. Okay, if we get to a point where we can turn a worker loose on this area here. Just trying to see if we can get them lined up right. That way he can cut and do what he needs to do without me having to micromanage him. So if we hire an AI worker, let's see how they do now. Keeping in mind, this is just one of 3 grass fields that I have to cover within the next couple of days in March. And checking on my oat guy. Alright, time flies when you're having fun. We got a lot accomplished tonight, but we're getting close, oh so close to the end of tonight's episode. But we have our marching orders. We're going to be planting oat, and we're going to be harvesting grass, baling grass from, let's see, probably going to probably turn the grass from both of these fields into, or do we want to do hay and silage here again, and just do silage here? I'll do silage with both of these and just hay from this one. I think that's the way we'll do it, because I don't think we need a ton of hay bales right now. But there'll be enough grass harvest throughout the year, so we can always mix it up when we need to, though. So that's not a huge deal, but we'll just do silage across the board out here, and then we'll do hay here on 3. Can we put down corn yet? When can we put down corn? Not until next month in April. If we're going to do a sugarcane field, we need to make sure we get one that's pretty decent in size. So looking at you, field number 1 right now, and that would be the perfect proximity because that's right next to my other fields that we already own. 8 would also not be a bad one if we want to just start small. But actually, if we were to purchase field 1, I will need to purchase field 2 as well and just merge both of those. If we look at the farmland view, they're separate. They're treated as separate plots here. 1 would cost me $554,000, while 2 is another 44. If I were to purchase field 7, that's 141 grand. Hmm. So field 8 could be a logical choice just to get started uh, until I want to, do a larger scale operation. Although doing sugarcane should be a large scale operation no matter how you do it. I guess if we're going to go ahead and do hay on that one field, we can go ahead and rent or lease the setup that we need for that too. We'll do that with the swather, so we can just do that all in one activity. Of course, the issue with the swather on console, at least, and I guess it's the same on PC. I guess the mod maker had to get rid of the trailer because it's no longer available. I've looked online to see where it's at and what's going on with it. I don't know if it was part of part of the mod that was causing issues in the past, because there were some. I remember when this mod was first released, there were some issues with some elements of it on, at least for console players. I don't know if PC players had some of the same issues. But let's do a Challenger. Doesn't really matter. Challenger configuration this time. You know me, Michelin tires. We'll set up standard. Lease that. Yep. And do combinations. We want the 16-inch swather bar this time. I think we did Challenger and lease that. We'll grab those from the shop. And this is what we got. And this setup will allow me to mow and turn our grass mowed into hay in a single pass. But the seriously tricky part is going to be getting it to farm, due to no real trailer being available anymore that's specifically configured to work with these pieces of equipment. Unfortunately, this harvester is not that fast, so getting to the farm at harvester speed is a load of fun. But we'll make it there eventually. Just don't know if it'll be before the end of tonight's episode at the rate we're going. We're already up in the final 5 minutes here now, just about. But while we're getting there, I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight, checking me out. As always, I'm Bose831 Gaming on most of your social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth. Wherever you're running across my content at, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you like. Or let me know what you don't. Either way, let me know, let me know, let me know. That's the only way I can get better. And thanks in advance. All the episodes of my Twitch live stream series are always uploaded to my YouTube channel, typically in their entirety. And the same thing applies there or wherever you're running across my content at. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Bose831 Gaming. Let's see here. It should give us A immediately, and it does, and that's awesome sauce, and that's the result we want to produce. Can't use an AI worker per se with this device. So this one's going to have to be one of those manual situations. This is still a beautiful thing. Alright, so here we go. Alright, gotta love it. We're approaching the finish line rapidly now. And again, once again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you for checking me out. And like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? You've been tuned in to another episode of Bose831 Gaming, live on Twitch. And this has been another episode of my Twitch live stream series, playing Farming Simulator 22 on the Alma, Missouri map. But we're gonna probably work on some of these things off camera, get that all shored up, and then we'll come back in and do our bales once we're done with our mowing. And then we'll work on our bale pickup, and we got to do all of this within the 2-day month of March. So it's all good stuff, and we'll get it done, that's for sure. Alright, time's up. Oh shoot, going over, you're doing overtime. Alright. Well, this has been another episode, Bozo8831 Gaming, live on Twitch, Alma, Missouri. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone.